What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another market watch. Ban list is right around the corner, and the high seas is coming very shortly as well. So there's obviously a lot to talk about from a market perspective. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into it here. First card I want to talk about is Cleave. I could definitely see a world in which Hatchet's Dory makes a comeback as the better warrior, seeing as the hatchets are a lot better at clearing allies thanks to cards like Cleave. I don't think it's probable, but it's definitely not impossible. And while Cleave is only $3-4 for the cheapest copy on the market, I think it could be worth a pickup. Maybe Fang does like a Decimator Fatigue sideboard plan and then uses Cleave to clear allies. I don't know. Either way, cheapest copy, $4. I think it's a fantastic pickup. Moving on, Spreading Flames. Syndra is definitely the go-to aggro deck for a lot of players. I don't know that it's the best, but it definitely seems like the most popular option right now. Cheapest Spreading Flames on the market is $6, and the cheapest Rainbow Foil is $8. So if you're going to pick it up, I obviously recommend doing the Rainbow Foil. Moving on, Arg Smash. Probably a pretty forgotten about card, but it's only like $1, $2 for the cheapest copy on the market. Being able to destroy a lot of items seems very good, and we just don't know what the expansion slot is going to bring, so there's no telling. Like, Brood's probably not going to be a top meta contender, but that's not necessarily true. And for a Crucible of War Majestic, yeah, only $1, $2. I think it's a fantastic pickup. We've seen just one expansion slot card completely revitalize a class or a hero, so it wouldn't surprise me if Brute gets something and comes back into the meta. Maybe Arg Smash is like the reason it's good. Maybe Mech is just so oppressive that Brute is the only thing that could interact with it. Unlikely, but yeah, for $1, I think it's a fantastic pickup. Moving on, Throw Dagger, back to the Syndra hype here. Cheapest Throw Dagger on the market is $19, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, they're definitely throwing some more blues in their deck, and Throw Dagger is a popular pick for that blue slot. Moving on, Three of a Kind. People have been pretty heavily speculating that this card will get banned, and I still think that there's a chance it'll get banned. But I think it could be a good pickup, because if you look at the Fab Japan Twitter account here, they tweeted out, I don't know if this is like an article, I guess you could say, talking about the synergies with the new Ranger. And look, you could even see that they have Three of a Kind there. Today's card of the day is Three of a Kind. It's talking about the deck building with Three of a Kind in the new Ranger. And I mean, they could still ban it, I guess. There's no reason they couldn't, but that would just be a crazy move to tweet about how good of a synergy that is and then just ban Three of a Kind. So yeah, I think that there's a decent chance it's safe just based on this tweet. But yeah, who knows? Maybe not. I actually think that if you don't have it, it might be worth the gamble. It really might be worth the gamble, because if it's not banned, I could see it like doubling or maybe even tripling in price. So yeah, I think it's worth the gamble, honestly. Moving on, Rowdy Local's cheapest copy on the market is like $13-14. This card just keeps going up and up and up. Look at that graph. I think it's because of Phi. Let me know if there's some kind of synergy in the new heroes that I'm not thinking about. I guess it would be okay to discard an ally with Gravy Bones, but I don't think that's the reason it's going up. I imagine that this is just purely based on Phi. But again, let me know in the comments below if I'm missing something here. Yeah, cheapest copy again is like $12-13. Moving on, Amnesia. Amnesia has just been going down and down ever since Zen is gone, and it makes a lot of sense. Amnesia is not very good against anything at the moment, but obviously that's going to change at some point in the future, right? So right now, a lot of cards, like a lot of these like generic counter cards, I guess you could say, like That All You Got, Erased Face, Weakest Link, these cards are going to go up and down price-wise as they wane in and out of the meta, right? So while this one's out of the meta, while it's cheap, I highly recommend picking up a playset, because obviously combo is going to come back at some point. Like these Crouching Tiger type of things where it's going to make a bunch of little ephemeral tokens or whatever. Like, these kind of strategies are going to come back and they're going to exist again. And Amnesia is definitely going to be back in the meta. It's not a matter of if, but when. Of course, this strategy is going to be good, so the on-hit is going to be good to counter it at some point. Moving on, Tik Tok Clock. I still think this one is slept on. It has gone up a little bit, but the cheapest copy on the market is only $2. I don't know if I said Amnesia. Amnesia is like $9, by the way. Moving, Tik Tok Clock. Back to Tik Tok Clock. Sorry, my brain's going everywhere today. Yeah, the cheapest Tik Tok Clock is like $2-3. And I just think it's going to go crazy in the mech mirrors, particularly early in the meta when everyone's trying to play the new heroes. That's just how it always goes when a new fab set drops. Everyone tries to play the new stuff, understandably so. Yeah, a lot of the mech cards seem like they could easily get overpower. So being able to Tik Tok Clock, crank it, and then throw like, 8 overpower, 10 overpower, whatever it is. And they also have a lot of pumps too, so you could like pump and throw an overpower. It just seems pretty easy to secure your Tik Tok Clocks, and for only $2, I think it's a great pickup. Moving on, Iron Song Pride. The EA Iron Song Pride is only $16, which for an EA Majestic is very, very cheap. And this card used to see play when Dromai and Kasai existed at the same time, because it was a guaranteed hit with the dragon, so you could always keep Iron Song Pride around. You don't have to worry about them blocking it out and not hitting with a sword, because you could just swing on the allies all day. So it's possible a strategy like that comes back with Gravy Bones as allies. Yeah, so if you're interested in Kasai or you're a Kasai player, definitely could be worth a pickup there. Moving on, Sigil of Cycles, the Marvel. We talked about this one like last week, maybe the week before. It is now up to $100, which is absolutely crazy. I said it was probably a good pickup back then, but definitely not now. Definitely not. Yeah, you guys are just crazy for this one. Moving on, Eye of Ophidia, of course, was in the first place Kasai deck. Very good in that deck because you could pitch to a gold token, resolve the Eye of Ophidia, then draw the card. Absolutely insane to be able to like kind of choose the card you draw thanks to the Eye of Ophidia. So I don't see any reason that this wouldn't be played in the gold generating heroes of the high seas. So it makes a lot of sense that's going up. Cheapest copy on the market is nearly $400. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Moving on, Duskblade. They said expect big changes with this ban list, and everyone's assuming things are going to get banned. But I think that there's a decent chance things get unbanned. And I know what you're thinking, Stax, you're crazy, Duskblade isn't coming back. But we know it doesn't see any play in LL. It's legal in LL. It's just not a very good card. And yeah, I get the power level in LL's higher and everything, but I think there's a decent chance it could come back. Like there is a world. And if it was super expensive, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's only $20 for the cold foil. So yeah, highly recommend it. That to me is just a steal. Even if it doesn't come back, it's not even like you wasted $20 because you could play it in LL. You could prove me wrong and show me how broken the card is and put it in an LL deck. No, but all jokes aside, I actually think that there is a world that could come back, and for only $20, I think it's worth the risk. Moving on, Crown of Seeds. As soon as I seen Crown of Seeds get unbanned in Blitz, I assumed it was like a bit of a testing ground to see if they could unban it for CC as well. And I don't see anyone throwing a fit or complaining about Crown of Seeds in Blitz, although I'm not sure how many people are actually playing Blitz. But I do think they used it as a test, and I don't know what their internal results showed for that test. I don't know if they deem that it's fine in Blitz or too broken or something, but I think there is a world in which it could come back in CC, and for only $35, I think it's worth the risk. And again, it's not like if it doesn't come back, you just waste $35, because it is still legal in Blitz. It is still a good card in LL. There's a lot of spots you could still use Crown of Seeds if it doesn't come back. Moving on, Traverse. The cheapest Traverse on the market is only $14. Obviously, there's no heroes that are legal right now that Traverse is good in. And it's probably going to be a little while till we get another Mystic set. I think it's going to come quicker than you would expect. I don't think that there's going to be as much time between, part the Mistveil and the next Mistveil, whether it's a set or a armory deck or something like that. I don't think there's going to be that much time in between there as there was between like Tails and Rosetta, for example. We know LSS does a lot to try and take care of the Japanese community. They definitely go out of their way time and time again to change everything to appease them, I guess you could say. Like, think about when they un-LL'd Zen and Blitz. That was like just to appease the Japanese players who spent a lot of money in Misveil and felt like their Blitz Zen rotated too quickly. I think that something similar will probably happen with Misveil, or with the Mystic talent in general. They being LSS probably feels like a little bit bad because all of the Misveil heroes rotated so fast. They might really be trying to put the gas on and get another Mystic set out there so the Japanese player base doesn't feel so bad about it. But with all that being said, Traverse the Universe, I think there is a very good chance it gets banned tomorrow. So just be a little wary of this one. I would wait until they announce the ban list, and if they don't ban Traverse, I would pick up probably like 2 extra copies just to sit on for the next Mystic set, and then when it comes out you could turn a quick profit on them. But yeah, there is a very good chance this gets banned tomorrow. Moving on, Troutalong, the EA Troutalong is $80. This is like actually insane. I would definitely not pick it up for this price. Troutalong is just one of those cards, like, I get it's generic and everything, and it has a fine effect, and it's a blue block 3, like I totally get it. But this just screams like a card that's going to be power crept within the next year or 2 years, right? At some point, we're going to have so many other Warmongers, Diplomacy, and cards like it, like so many good generic blue block 3s, that it's going to be a tough one to want to include something like this in your deck. Same with cards like Nimbalism or Null Rune Gloves, Null Rune Hood, like these kind of things. They're just so basic that it's hard for me to want to invest in like the very fancy copies of them. I just think it's a little bit expensive. If it was a little bit cheaper, I'd probably want it. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Troutalong is going to be around for a while? Am I too negative on the card? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. $80 just seems crazy to me. Moving on, Dead Threads. Just the high seas in general is available for pre-sale on TCG Player. Pretty much across the board, I'll say don't buy anything on pre-sale. The Dead Threads is $250 for the rainbow foil. That's just absolutely ridiculous pricing. We haven't seen a $250 rainbow foil legendary ever. That's actually just never happened. So I get there's going to be supply chain shortages and blah 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 whatnot, but this is also only playable in one hero. Like, sure, we'll get more necromancers eventually, but yeah, I'm not sold on this, and definitely not sold on this price tag. As always with the high seas, we will do a pre-sale guide prediction, same as we do every set. So yeah, make sure you're a member for that one, because I only make it available to the members since it is just so speculative. I don't want to put that info out just for like new players and everything getting into the game. I don't want them to speculate on pre-sale prices so hard. Anyway, yeah, I think this is definitely way too expensive. Don't do that. Just wait for the set to come out. Moving on, CYB Blue, the EA Count Your Blessings, the blue one. I think there's a very real chance it could come back. They said in the last ban list when they ban it, maybe this wasn't the last ban list, but when they banned blue CYB, they said it will be back. And I get a lot of people don't like the play pattern of CYB and it makes for unfun games and metas and blah, blah, blah. I've heard all the arguments, and none of that really matters. I think that since they said it will come back one day and there is going to be graveyard hate in the high seas, I think this creates an environment where blue CYB could absolutely come back. This ban list, this could be the big shakeup that they're talking about. I bet you that this whole CYB cycle was probably like designed for Gravy Bones specifically. Since all the allies are yellow, they wanted to like give you a way to turn your yellow cards into like a pseudo block. So it wouldn't even surprise me if this card comes back. And for only $7 for the rainbow foil, I think it's a fantastic pickup. If you don't have the full CYB play set, what are you doing? You know all this stuff is going to come back at some point. They literally said it's going to, whether that's tomorrow or, you know, years down the line is yet to be seen. But I think it's a good pickup. That's all I got for you guys today. If you're going to buy CYB or anything else we talked about on today's Market Watch, please do so using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Later, gamers.